Hi everyone, Nathan here again. Today we're just going to do something a little bit off the topic of exams. We're going to be looking at universities instead because even though much of our focus has been on the 2021 exams, there's actually been some other stuff going on in the background which you may not have fully realised. And this won't necessarily affect everybody who's applying for university at the moment or even next year, but it will affect those who will be applying in the next few years and those who will still be at university in the next few years. So listen up because this is actually pretty interesting. Now, currently, as you're probably aware, university applications tend to be based on predicted grades and the personal statements, which get sent off to the university during the first term and a bit of the academic year. And students will either get their offers within that period or the short period afterwards. That means that they would have chosen their two universities, their firm and their maybe. They would have chosen those before they actually sit their exams at all, and before they've even covered all the content in some cases. And so if they don't get their results, then there's this mad scramble at the end during the summer to try and get a place at university that they want or that they don't mind getting for second place. So, this is always been a bit weird because, of course, based on those predicted grades, that personal statement and that choice that you make, those two university choices, you sort of have a pretty big impact on the rest of your life. And if you don't get them, that too has a very big impact on the rest of your life. So as it currently sits, university offers are normally given within a very close range to the application time, so within the first academic term and a half. But with this proposal that the Department for Education is currently consulting on, we're looking at a possibility that might not happen, so the offers might not be given until after the students get their results. So that's August. So that means that they won't be based on predictions. The offers will be based on the cold hard truth, what the students are actually capable of, what the students actually got. Now, the reason for this that they've given is that disadvantaged high attainers sometimes have the system working unfairly against them. So my assumption with this is that it's linked to the fact that disadvantaged learners a lot of time tend to be subconsciously unpredicted because of their background and so on. The Schools Week article that I'm using as a source for this video gave the statistic from UCL that a quarter of the students from lower income households had their grades underpredicted between 2013 and 2015. Now, I didn't see what the numbers worked out for when it came to their more wealthy contemporaries, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Even if it was similar, it would still be the same situation that incorrect predictions will cause problems, and in my opinion, do cause problems and do make the whole office system a bit unreliable and not really the best way to do things. And it will hold back both the rich and poor. Maybe the poor even more so, looking at these statistics. Now, there's also a chance that doing this, making the offers come out after the exam results, will bring an end to students pressuring themselves to take unconditional offers. Because apparently there's actually statistics which say that unconditional offer students drop out of their first year quite a lot in comparison to other students, which is actually quite interesting. I never knew that. But I guess it sort of makes sense because if you get an unconditional offer, you know that that's safe, that's secure. So even though there's a chance that there's another university that you might get into that you might even prefer to go to, you might just take the unconditional offer because it's the safe route. You don't want to let anybody down. You don't want any doubt in your future. And here's the thing that makes it really game-changing. The knock-on effect of this weight would mean that the academic year, the university academic year that is, would most likely end up starting in January. A whole 3 months later than it normally would. Now, the reason that this is game-changing is because this has a knock-on effect not just for future students applying, but for students currently going to university and those who will still be there when this is put into place. So that might even be year 13s from this year. If this comes into place in 2023, like they say it might happen, then you guys will be in your third year of university, some of you, or your second year. So, this is quite big. It also means that the holidays for university might now be out of kilter with the normal school academic year. Now, this could be weird because for people who are parents and going to university, or for people who relied on the fact that they would have their summer holiday, their Christmas. Well, I'm guessing Christmas holiday will still be in the same place, but their summer holiday and the other holidays and even reading weeks around a similar time to the rest of their families, who are younger. This might not necessarily be the case anymore. So this could actually prove to be a little bit problematic for some people, especially if you have children and you're trying to go to university as a mature student or as just a young person who has had children in their early 20s or late teens. Either way, as I said before, the university's UK review suggested that this change should be started around 2023. So this is fairly close. It's just around the corner. And for those of you who are currently in your doing your GCSEs, this is literally will apply to you. This will apply to you, possibly, if it gets moved ahead fairly quickly. Now, because this is quite a significant change for everybody involved, so parents, teachers, and of course you students, this is something that I'm going to try to keep up to date with and keep informing you about over the course of the coming weeks, months. Of course, it's not a priority, so I don't think there's going to be much coming out about this for a while, simply because everyone's focused on making sure that these 2021 exams work out properly. And on that topic, I know that loads of you are waiting for me to bring out more on that, and it's literally just that I'm super tired, guys, as I'm sure that you probably are as well. It's been a very, very hard term, and I'm actually quite interested in knowing not just what you think of this whole thing with the universities, but how you're feeling after this first term. It's been a tough term, and I'm really interested in seeing if you guys found it tough as well. I will be trying to get up a video soon about the details of what's supposed to be happening in 2021, especially for you GCSE and A-level students and you international students, because there's just so much information to sift through and it's hard trying to figure out what applies to what and who's affected by certain things, because it feels like everyone's on a different page. So hopefully you can just be a bit more patient with me, and feel free to keep asking those questions. Sorry if I can't reply, because I really am snowed in with work at the moment, but your support, your comments, your likes, everything, it means a whole lot. So thank you for that. So that's all for today. As usual, there should be videos appearing on screen now. If they interest you, then be sure to click them, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already as well. So that's all from me. Thanks for listening. Until next time.